Here's the fastest way to make animations. When making my videos, I give myself around a week to make my animations. This I divided into 3 parts: pre-production, production, and post-production. I will show alongside a school contest which I gave myself a week to finish. Yay! Starting with pre-production, aka the blueprint. Here's where you collect your inspiration, gather your idea, and do your research. What are we making here? Are we animating a song, audios from a show, animation memes, original audio recording? If you're struggling to pick something, think about what you like to see and give it your own twist. It could be a pun, art style, storytelling, character interpretation, etc. Prompts can also help you get started. For the contest, I had a word prompt, which was melt. I started with a word map based on what is the first thing that comes to my mind. I highlighted what words caught my attention. Based on the word map, I created a duo of a stoic mentor / boss that owns a, quote, ghostbuster type business with powers that doesn't really want to have, and his hella energetic student employee with maxed out social skill, with a sprinkle of ego. And Loki genuinely wishes he had the powers to read people's mind. Then the next day, write it down. Move your hands, please. Do not doom scroll on reels while waiting for inspiration. You gotta make something to make it good. To plan out my scenes, I do thumbnails. They're like small and quick sketches as an idea for the scene. You can always revise them, but at least have something down. Then I sketch my characters I will be animating. For time's sake, rather than a full turnaround, we are going to sketch out our characters in the angles we want to animate them in. This is the quickest way to understand the character's anatomy. It may even with fan art, I draw the characters before animate them. Bonus points if you can find the original reference sheet. If you feel stuck, move on. You can always come back later. It's time to open our animation program. But which one? First, what medium of animation are we making? Are we using frame by frame, tweening, puppets? If you're a beginner, please, you don't need to get a brand new device just to use a specific animation program. There's always alternatives to any operating system. I actually made a tier list for 2D programs that I used beforehand. Pause to read. And also, here is my actual recommendations. However, any drawing program with layers can be used for animation. I prioritize if we can import audio into the program, but it's not a must for an animation program. You can add audio post-production, which means these other programs might work for you. Then we create our file. For animation memes, I use Full HD, which is these pixels on the screen that I'm struggling to save, and all of them will be 12 frames per second. This size is because I like to have a bit of a workspace outside my camera where I add my references and I avoid weird cuts when tweening. If your drawing program doesn't have a camera feature, you can always make a save order in separate layers. Next, I send my thumbnails to ToonSquid. I work on revisions, and here's where I mix my thumbnails with my storyboard. Again, I am speed and one person working, so this will get me jump in a professional setting. Additionally, I like to divide any project into small parts. It helps me keep the ball rolling and quick 2D animation techniques. You can achieve smooth animation with only 3 drawings. Basically, you do your 2 poses and your in-between, and you move it in the direction that's going to be your in-between. If you're struggling with composition, use actual storyboards as reference. Remember, steal like an artist. As artists, we have the witchcraft to make smear frames to convey rapid movements. I use weaning when I need to, especially for more detailed static shots. For coloring, I like to clean my line work. Then I make that set layer into a filling reference, and then I pick the bucket tool with a 2-pixel expansion to avoid the white gaps. Think about what you want the viewer to focus on. You don't need to make everything on screen move with the same frame rate. For homework, watch 12 Principles of Animation, the official by Alan Becker tutorials on YouTube. Congratulations, you have been done animating.